welcome to Feast in the Middle East, where I teach you how to make Middle Eastern food fast and easy, but with a modern twist. Now, I'm really excited to share this dish with you because I developed it on the fly, really. I had a potluck to go to, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to one right after this segment, and I wanted to make something really quick that didn't take too much time, but would make a big splash with all of the dinner guests. So, I'm going to teach you how to make whole wheat couscous with figs that are glazed in pomegranate molasses. Now, I'm going to use whole wheat couscous, but a lot of you I know are really doing low carb, so you can replace this with quinoa. Quinoa does take a little bit longer to cook. Couscous only takes 5 minutes, so that's why I'm using that. You could use any kind of grain, even barley. So to cook the couscous first, I have 2 cups of chicken broth. You could use vegetable broth that I'm going to boil here. And I have 2 cups of the couscous, whole wheat, and you can even buy this at the bulk bins of your supermarket. Once the broth boils, I'm going to add the couscous, and then we can prepare the sauce and the other ingredients that are going to go with it. Actually, I already got the broth to start boiling here, so I'm going to just add the couscous to it right now. That way it can cook while I'm preparing the rest of it. This is really a 10-minute preparation. You could make it for Thanksgiving, for something different. You could bring it at a party. I guarantee that it will be gone. It really will. People really seem to love this and respond to it. So I'm going to just lower the heat here on low a little bit, or actually just turn it off. It's just going to cook on its own, and I don't have to worry about it. Isn't that great? So for the rest of the ingredients, I have here some chopped figs. I'm using dried figs, but if you have fresh figs, you can also use that too. But I'm using dried figs, and they're chopped in half or in quarters. I'm going to use pomegranate molasses. Now, pomegranate molasses is super popular in the Middle East, and it's really not expensive at all. It's basically pomegranate juice that's been reduced to a very thick molasses form. It's not very sweet. It's actually tangy. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon of pomegranate molasses. Now, to counterbalance the tanginess, I want to have some sweetness. So I'm going to use some honey. I'm going to use raw honey. That's all I ever use because raw honey has more nutritional value than conventional honey that's been cooked at really high temperatures. So I'm going to use about a tablespoon of raw honey. I'm going to turn on the heat here, and I'm going to use about a tablespoon of olive oil. And I'm going to just stir this around until the figs get really plump and the pomegranate molasses and honey forms a nice sheen, glaze over the figs. So I'm just going to stir this around for a bit. Feel free to add water too to it to add some more plump. Actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to add just a little bit of water just to make the dried figs a bit plumper. But if you're using fresh figs, there's really no need to add water. You could just use fresh figs, olive oil, honey, and pomegranate molasses. So let's stir this around. Okay, so now to the reduction, I'm going to add just a little bit of thyme. It gives it it gives the couscous a really nice flavor. I would say about a half a teaspoon of thyme. And as you can see, it's made this beautiful glaze for the figs, and this is going to be a perfect sauce to go with the couscous, which is really nice and fluffy. It's going to absorb all of those juices. So here I have my couscous. It's all done. It's all nice and fluffy. I love the quick cooking time. Just can't be beat when you're in a rush. So let's put that in there. Now to this, I'm going to add some green onions. I have about 3 green onions that have been chopped. I'm going to add some feta cheese right here. Now, I don't like to salt this until the very end because I do have the salty feta cheese and I also use salty chicken broth. So be very careful with this dish to add salt in the very end. Taste it and see. Make sure that it needs it. So I'm going to just toss this. And then what I'm going to do is take this beautiful fig sauce glaze and I'm going to pour it over the couscous. Just like that. I was inspired to make this when I went to a Moroccan restaurant and I noticed that they were using figs and prunes in a lot of their chicken dishes, and I love the counterbalance of sweet and salty together. So I thought, you know, this is my way of doing it at home to combine sweet and salty. You have the saltiness of the feta cheese and you have the sweetness of the honey and the pomegranate molasses. You get the tangy element from the pomegranate, and also you get crunch, because what I'm going to add to this beautiful dish is a heap of slivered almonds that I have sauteed in olive oil. So get this. This is going to be a really pretty presentation. So I'm going to just sprinkle all of the almonds on top. And voila, we're all done. Look at this presentation. But I just want to make double sure it doesn't need salt. I have a feeling it doesn't need any salt. Perfect. I think they're going to go crazy over it. So now I'm all set to go to this potluck. How long did that take? Like 10 minutes? Thank you so much for watching this. If you want to see more recipes, go to feastinthemiddleeast.com. You could also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter. Thank you for all your positive feedback so far. Until next time, sahtin, enjoy. I'm going to take this to my buddies now. Thanks.